Welcome to the channel. How's everyone out there? Welcome to Yalarbin. I'm about a half an hour's drive from Goondiwindi. I'm staying at Goondiwindi at the moment. This is a very, very small country town, and there's quite a lot of country towns out here in southwest Brisbane, southwest Queensland, I should say. That is west of Brisbane, I meant to say. Yeah, and there's flies. Lots of them not used to that. We don't have as many in the tropics, but down here there's quite a lot. And it is the end of summer, so I can imagine how bad summer would be. Anyway, so welcome. Today's topic, before we look into today's topic based on multitasking, the lie, the myth, the rubbish behind it. If you saw the thumbnail, you would have saw the title. I'm going to talk about that, how it's industry, and including HR in industry, has rorted and used that word that was coined by IBM back in the 1965-ish, the computer mob, IBM, and it's based on computers, not for humans. I'm going to talk about reasons why you should avoid multitasking and my experience with it, both in the past and how I feel with it at the present, and do I use it? Before I do that, I'm going to pan around and look at the location. So bear with me. Yeah, it's a pretty old place out here, guys. We're out in the boondocks, and as I pan around, you can see it won't be too clear because of the way the sun is, and they've fenced it off. Hey, you can't even get close to it. It's pretty poor effort. Beautiful artwork. But yeah, it's pretty hard to access and get close to it. I guess because what happens with many of these places out here, too many people do the wrong thing and then kill it for everyone else. And there's actually a circuit out here in the southwest of Queensland where you can go around. There's quite a distance between all places. And this old place here is abandoned in front of me. I'm just doing a 360, hey? It's a very small place. There's the rental car. I'm renting, didn't take my car down here, I flew down. And as you can see, it's a nice day. It was bloody cold this morning. I was freezing again. Not as cold as Toowoomba, but very cold. And I do struggle in the cold weather because, oh, sorry about that. Oh, yeah, don't have the selfie stick either. I do suffer from the cold weather. And it's a bit of a problem. I'm going to flick back. There you go, my face again. So multitasking, what's more, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. It's one of those words that I hate because years and years ago I understood the negativity or the downside of multitasking, and how organisations and industry took that on from IBM in order to throw it into the workforce, and especially at job interviews. I remember going to a job interview back in the day. You might remember yourself. If you do, subscribe, put a comment below about that. And I remember going to a job interview years ago when I was a young guy, and one of the things, and you had to be prepared for these job interviews, it was just a joke, and you always have to bring up the word, I can multitask, when in reality, and it's been disproven, it was misinformation back in the past used by industry, because it's based on computers. People are not computers. And going back to that interview, you had to have the skill of being able to multitask, okay? And at the interview, they'd give you a scenario based on the job you're going for, that how would you multitask these jobs? And if you could not do that, obviously you probably wouldn't get the job. And there's many job interviews I went to that I didn't get the job. So what would happen is that you'd have to be prepared. You have to say, yeah, I can multitask this job, this is how I would do it, and reasons behind that. And of course, as we know now in 2025, it was used as a buzzword. It was coined by IBM, based on computers and not for humans. And as we found out, fast forward to today, because I'm skipping a lot here at the moment, You see the road trains behind me, got the old Bowser behind me too. We know through anxiety, stress and anxiety, that multitasking and constantly multitasking will lead into those mental health issues. They don't talk about them. They still use them where I work. Oh, you know, you need to multitask. It's not as common, thank God, where I work. I should point out that, but I occasionally hear it from the employees, other employees, not from the employers. I'll just quote that. I've never heard the employers say it, but the employees still say, especially the people that's been ingrained in their mindset for a long time, that you need to be able to multitask in order to get things done, which is a complete lie. There's no way you should fall for that no more, because as science has proven, and the way the headspace and the mental health space has become, we know that it is not detrimental to your mental health, because it leads eventually, and this is the problem we see in society now, we see this issue with stress and people that can't concentrate and people that want a fast hit of dopamine when they're looking, you know, obviously looking at the screen, especially playing games. Gaming is a big problem, because in gaming you're multitasking, and then when you finish these games or a job that you're doing at work and you've had to multitask for long periods of time, it makes it really difficult to relax and to kick in your parasympathetic nervous system. So we know, and do your own research, that multitasking is something that you need to throw out the window, and you need to pass the message on to other people that it is not a good practice. In fact, long-term evidence shows that if you've been multitasking for years on end, you will eventually end up with some type of health issue, and it's usually mental health. So I'm not really getting deep into this one, because I'm going to make this quite short. Got a bit of break in the sun there, you can see those murals behind me a little bit better. But it's one of those words that I hate to hear. I hear it from the people I work with, and I hear it from other people I teach, how they've got to multitask all the time, they're strung out and they're stressed out. And I usually say to them, you know, multitasking is not detrimental to your health and your well-being. In fact, it's been disproven for a long, long time. There's something you need to avoid. Anyway, that's my take on multitasking. It's very short, very sweet, very sweet, I should say. And pretty much I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole with it, but what I'm going to do is just to flick over and just do another pan around. And as you can see there's the top of those silos, quite beautiful, quite a lovely place. And I'm going to walk back to the car. You probably hear the road trains. It's road train heaven around here. There's a lot of road train activity. If you come to Australia, there's road trains everywhere, especially out towards the outback Queensland in the countryside. And to be honest, where I was staying last night, I could hear them at times, not too much. I slept pretty well last night actually. It's besides the road trains, it's pretty damn quiet. But this is the way out of town to Brisbane, and this is the road I will take back. And you can see this is an old service station, hey, that I was standing behind, and you can see it here. She's been abandoned for quite a long time. I notice on other people's postings that a lot of people take photos here, especially when the weather and the sun, well, the weather's certainly damn good, that's for sure. It's absolutely beautiful day. Nice bit of a breeze in the air. And there you can see you got the murals at the back, and there's the service station there. And I'm just going to head back to the car and sign off. So yeah, just a quick one, guys, on multitasking for those who watch it. And just to get to think about multitasking, avoid it if you can. Long-term effects of multitasking is not good. Do your own research, and don't get sucked into the spin that multitasking is something that's essential. as a work skill and your work set. It's not, because of the reasons, and they're brief reasons today, what I mentioned about multitasking. And I'll tell you what, I don't do it, and I won't do it. I do one job at a time, because remember, these days they want everyone to practice mindfulness. Well, you can't practice mindfulness if you're multitasking. Anyway, pardon me, enough's enough. Just making my way back to the car, and just do a bit of a spin around and lean on the car there. And yeah, until next time, catch you on the road. Peace out.